Friday, Friday. It's a beautiful day. Everything dies. Everyone dies. Anyone to see. Good luck, NASCAR, if that's what you're doing. I think we're good to go. Let me go ahead and pull one more thing up here. Honestly, I think I might eventually just set up a fourth monitor for this, because a lot of these last minute tweaks I have to make every morning are... they always slow me down by a few minutes. Should be good to go. Yeah, I don't see why not. Let's go ahead and flip it on here. Good morning, folks. It says 3 day trades. It should actually be 2. It'll update later. For some reason, Thinkorswim doesn't update it properly at the market open. I have no idea why. But I actually have 2 day trades. All right. Okay. A lot of stuff moving. SKYQ also seems to be breaking out. We might actually be entering a hotter market because we have a lot of stocks moving up over 50% here. Okay, SKYU has news. Sky Quarries Nevada refinery gains strategic value as Brent crude surpasses $110. Brent crude. No, crude. Okay. Really good inflow, too. Go ahead and switch this so I can see the chat better. Hit target profit on TMDE just now. Big jump on that rollover. Yeah, seems like a certainly hotter day. TMDE also moving a good bit this morning. Yeah. Yeah, for my strategy, I'm pivoting for today to the hotter market system because it seems like we could be heating up. We had some pretty good follow through the middle of this week, and today seems like it could be heating up as well. So I don't want to be jumping in too short too early here. Turb did end up pulling back. Peaked around 5. Very strange time frame for this to up and drop. How did BATL do? Did that do anything? It did, yeah. It doubled. Yeah. Okay. So SkyQ is certainly going to be interesting to watch. Now, my entry in a cold market would have been 351. I'm not entering at that level. But that's where I would have entered if this does get momentum. Good volume. This is a higher float, though. 29 million. I'm going to remove the stocks from yesterday. I'll keep CYCN. Kids. Let's maybe even keep kids. Wow, what the heck? I didn't know ELIB moved yesterday. So it ended up doing a huge move, then sold off. I didn't know this happened. So it did a huge spike right before market close, and then it dumped the entire thing in after hours. Wow. Was there like a offering or? No. There's just a random frickin' spike here into a dump. Oh, that's nasty. I didn't know that happened. Okay, anyway, back on track. SkyQ. Good morning, Proton Junkie. Keep the kids, just in case. That's right. Yep, kids. I think kids, since it moved this morning, it's fair to stay on the watch list. This could genuinely move. It's kind of holding here with high volume. I'm mostly giving it more optimism because of the hotter market we seem to be in. We'll see. I am postured if this does end up running. I still don't know why Thinkorswim doesn't update my day trades until after like 8 a.m. or something. It's so weird. The ultimate gaslight is if I would have been break even yesterday, then it would show that I had 3 day trades in the same value as yesterday, and that would have been a true gaslighting moment. It's like, did I actually trade yesterday? My account balance and day trades both are the same. Okay, so yeah, this just ended up rugging, it looks like. Yeah. Whew. Yeah, it gave the whole thing back. LAB not tradable in Weeble. It wasn't a few days ago. I assume it's still not. I can check. I would assume it's not. Let me go ahead and just do a quick check. Yes. Security can only be liquidated. We are building a checklist. So if any of you guys experience a stock on Weeble that is not tradable, let me know. I'll add it to this list. I'm going to call Weeble and ask them about it. So if you experience any trade that is liquidation only on Weeble, please do let me know. Yeah, LAB currently back now, but I mean, after it did this pop, dump, and then the second dump, I don't really trust LAB at all. I don't even want to mess with it in Thinkorswim. Yeah, LAB was the same way, yeah. Yeah, SkyQ looks more rug pulling now. If you had this much volume here and then a huge flush, this looks more like it was attempting to trap longs. And if that's the case, then I'm actually expecting this to go deep red, not just hold here, but we'll see. It's even more brutal because we had a lot of pre-market heat, right? TMND did crazy stuff. Turb did crazy stuff. So SkyQ really just kind of betrayed the day traders here. At least so far. Because I'm sure there were day traders that tried to get in here for this 1 minute curl. I mean, I'll keep my orders out because I already placed them, so might as well. And I mean, hey, maybe it recovers. Maybe I thought this was a rug. Maybe I'm wrong. I want to be wrong, you know? So I hope I'm wrong. You're not putting your money up, but I feel like SkyQ might go up. I mean, this pattern of accumulation or distribution, this looks like distribution here. And then to see this flush after on double volume, this looks like distribution. But if it was distribution, what would normally happen is you would see the price continue to go down on high volume. We're seeing chop here, which is a little bit counterintuitive for a distribution pattern. Right? If this ends up going back up to the highs here, for example, then it starts to read to me as less of a distribution here and start of true distribution here, but rather perhaps actually accumulation followed by a shakeout followed by a move. Like that could be an angle you look at it from. When the stock's limited to closing transactions, will it open back up and trade again, or is it closing down? That's my question. It is a great question. And I mean, that's something I can ask Weeble when I call them. I've kept an eye on ELAB and MNTS. Those are the two I've been checking in on, and I have not been able to trade them at all. So it doesn't seem like it's time frame dependent, right? Because my initial thought was just, well, maybe Weeble was only restricting risky stocks pre-market, right? Maybe they let you trade them during the day. I did a couple tests and it didn't seem to be the case, but just getting a direct answer from Weeble probably is just going to be more consistent than me doing little prods like that. I really should keep BATL on here too. Even if I'm not going to mess with it. Turb also. Yeah, probably should. Not bird. LAB's been like that for a few days. At least it's been like that at least since it's been like that at least since this first pop. Whenever I checked it here, it was not tradable. And I checked it a couple other times during this period, and it was not tradable during any of them. All right. I mean, yeah, maybe this wasn't distribution. Maybe this was a fake out. I don't know. I genuinely thought this was just going to be true distribution rollover, but now I'm not sure. I'm not sure anymore. Looking at the level 2, it's very thick. It makes sense. 29 million shares, so it makes sense it would be thicker. Check out the registrations. You got a registration back in January. And one in November. So you have some, but they're not super recent. I'm looking at SkyQ. I mean, you got a slight downtrend, but it's nothing crazy. You've got 2 instances of big pops here, but both failed within a day. You got one period where it did make a 4-day run, but it was a slower run. Okay, so we did get a new high, but it was barely a new high. Not saying CYCN goes to 55 today. That's quite a jump to 55. I think that's even faster than it moved yesterday, if it does that. All right, well, we're getting some actual inflow here. Yeah, this drop might have actually been a fake out to shake people out. All right, so I would have been short at 351 with my cold market system. I still wouldn't even been short yet, but I'd be close. Should have put your money where your mouth is. Yeah, man, you would have made bank. No, that was a good call, because I genuinely thought this was going to be distribution. When I saw this and I saw the high volume, I thought, okay, this was distribution here. They finally broke the floor, and now they're just going to rug it. That's what I thought was going to happen. And I was clearly very wrong. Where is my order anyway? Okay. All right, yeah, getting close-ish to my fill, but it's still got a little bit of work to do to get there. I'm using the hot market filter right now, so... or the hot market system or whatever. But, yeah, it's got a little work to do for me still. Right, so I would have been short here with the old strategy. This thing's really ripping though. Yeah, so with cold market, I would have been short here at 351. Got in at 280 to 305. There you go. It's crazy too. You'd think that was a great play, but like it just did another 60 cents after. It's crazy, right? It did another 60 cents in 3 minutes. All right, come on. We're within 20 cents of my entry. Let's see a final push. Give me one final push, please. The weakness in the press release left me out. Basically, all it sounds like is oil's up, so we are awesome. Yeah. All right. Continuing to pop here. We're within 10 cents of my entry. Give me 10 more cents, man. Just 10 more cents. Out of curiosity, am I still able to play short order since this is a larger float? Let me just do a check. I'm still able to short it. Interesting. Come on. Don't get me that close. All right. We're short the first leg. And now we go to the moon. Dude, what a play if that's the top. We'll see. Don't tell me it's going to 4. I don't know. I mean, it's a hot market. Well, I don't want to say it's a hot market, but it does seem like the market is more active right now. Bigger swings. Beautiful entry. Even if this goes back up, this was a good hit. Yeah, good stabilization there. Yeah. So SKYQ had 1-star news on Fox Runner. Funny how other 3-star news stocks didn't go anywhere. Right. Right. Still taking a trade back-to-back days after having such a cold no-trade experience. That's certainly telling, I think. That maybe we're all of a sudden getting more momentum. Yeah, and it seems like this level's holding pretty well. It got tested a couple times on these pullbacks. All right, continuing up. Are we going to break 4? Lots of green candles. Yeah. All right, we tapped 402. Getting close to my second entry. Why did I get out? That's what we always ask, right? All right, second order got filled there. Yeah, up 56% though. 405, yeah, you're basically at the highs on the daily. You're starting to get to some of these upper wick areas. Very impressive. Yeah, this might just blow me out. I mean, this is going straight up. You've had how many candles? 3, 6, 9, basically 10 candles of green. Very impressive. I thought I was posturing well, but I mean, maybe this is just going to be a max loss. We might get to see a max loss. What a crazy move, though. This didn't read to me as that, I mean, it just read to me as oil news. I didn't think it would actually do this much. Especially this aggressively, too. I mean, maybe the one lead I could have had was that BATL and Turb have accelerated, I suppose. If it breaks 420, it's going to 5. Yeah, you gotta hit the like button. Make it worth my time to be losing money for you guys. So the first real pullback here, and I'm not fully convinced it's going to roll over, because this has been super, super strong. Crude's still pushing from 108. What is US oil? Is it USO? Yeah, what is it at right now? I mean, it's up, but it's not like it's done a crazy, crazy move here. By the way, keep in mind, this was a fake out back here. So whoever did this fake out, they were definitely preparing for this run. This was intended to shake people out for this run. All right, I think that's very clear in hindsight. Yeah, don't forget to hit that like button, guys. Reward me for losing money for you all. Okay, so you have a double top. I don't know. I'm still worried we're basing here for the next run to 5. That's my big worry. You'll buy my course to make it up to me. Oh yeah, I got to take that out of the description. It's still in there, isn't it? yeah, the course description. I think it's still in the description of this. I mean, I should probably take it out. It was a fun little prank. Yeah, it's still in there. I'll take it out. It was a fun prank. I don't want to keep it in there. Do I still? Yeah. Let me Okay. Yeah. I'll change the title too. I forgot I still had the old title. Yeah, I'm not selling a course anymore, guys. Yeah. Yeah, 4 broke and it very quickly recaptured. This looks like it could break out. Yeah, I'm getting smoked on this trade. Let's see, where am I covering? I'll see where this candle closes. Man, this really, really blew me out of the water, though. This is why we do small size to start. Okay, so 470 is going to be my cover level. If it goes above 470. Sorry, man, I've seen everything I need to see. It's going to 5. It could, yeah. Whenever I saw 4 break by a few pennies and hold, to me that looked strong. That looked like it was holding well. Your confirmation is 420. Hmm. Now here I am saying I was going to get out at 470 breaking, and now it's at 490, and I'm just waiting. But waiting for what? There's nothing to really be waiting for. All right, I'm not going to fight with what I said. I'm covering here, covering the top. Now watch it go back down. $21, that is a max loss. So I had calculated a max loss would be 20 bucks, 21, because I did cover a little past max loss. That's very rough for me. There you have it, folks. My first max loss. It's a brutal one. What did I cover at? Covered at like 480. So I covered pretty high into this move. But I mean, yeah, it just went straight up. Like you had This isn't even really a pullback. This is more like it just went sideways, really. Now, let's see how much hindsight I was correct to bail. We'll say 480 was my cover. I don't remember the exact price. Don't worry, guys. I'm just gonna make it back off stream. I'm gonna make it all back off stream, guys. Yeah. So, adjusted, how much am I actually down? Am I down? Now, I just want to do this now, just to know. Hold on. Now I want to plug this in just to see how I fared. Let's see. Today is the 2nd. Copy that. Went up to, you know what? I saved myself from 70 cents of further loss. Honestly, like, so far it's doing its job. And if this continues to run, then as disgusting and as painful as that max loss was, I still protected myself from upwards of a 70-cent extra loss. So really, we should be checking my results relative to how high it actually goes. Let's see. Okay. So I'm actually still profitable when you account for sizing. So that's at least reassuring to me in that department. Even though this max loss is painful. Let me show if I can share my spreadsheet. Yeah. Yeah, so check this out. So I was trading with one share multiple, and this is my total adjusted gain loss. So I was up about $4.11 adjusted. After this max loss I had here for 21, that brought me down to where I'm up $1.47 adjusted. So even with me tanking that max loss, I'm still in the green, which is in some ways reassuring, but it is also a bit concerning that what you could possibly call the first instance of the market heating up, I'm getting burned. So that is a red flag. In hindsight, my max loss totally saved me, though. I got out at 480. I should have got out at 470. So I took 10 cents more loss than I should have, but I'd be down an extra $1 a share here. More than that. Dude, this is freaking nuts, man. Wow. Dude. Short's getting eviscerated on this stock. My God. Up 145%. With almost no pullback, mind you, right? There's been very, very little pullback. And remember, all of this started from this initial fake out. Somebody faked out the day traders here before they ran it. I'm going to mark this. So, where was it? So we'll just say 480 was my stop. So here's my stop. Look how much price went above my stop. And I felt the pain here. I'm like, at the time, right? It's so tempting to want to keep holding and just like break your rule. And I did. I broke my rule slightly. I held 10 cents past where I should have covered. But it's so tempting because it's like, it just went straight up. It's got to curl back. It's got to. And then you see it do this, you know? CYCN was largely straight up yesterday too. If the market is heating up, maybe flip to the long side on these. Hope Candyman is in this. I hope so as well. I mean, It's not even like just oil play specific because CYCN wasn't even an oil play. Kids getting a little traction here. I will say though, I'm glad it kept running after I got out. Because if it would have peaked here and I sold the top or I covered the top, I would have been upset. I'm much less upset seeing that it continued to run after I got out. Funny, the market's setting up and my 3 bags are colder than ice. Yeah, no, that's the thing too. Like I was so confident because the news seemed so mediocre to me. And that's why I looked. So whenever I saw it was oil related, I looked USO because I'm like, okay, maybe oil's going crazy. I mean, it's up, but it's not up like a crazy amount relative to what it's been doing. Like this is kind of like within the range of what it's been doing. So, very interesting. I'm still in the green, but like, I'll be honest, guys, my confidence is pretty well shaken. If you would have just held from 280, oh my God, right? You would have almost, no, you would have doubled your money, yeah? Yeah, you would have over doubled your money if you held. And it's like, we're all kicking ourselves, you know? Out of curiosity, is this still shortable? Okay, price 2, okay. We'll just do like 7. Okay, so now there's no shares to short. No shares to short now. Still, I said this whenever I did my my review for my strategy. It wasn't a matter of if I was going to have a max loss. It was a matter of when. And I built up enough wins to where even with a max loss, I was still able to endure it, still be net profitable. But I don't know. If the first big mover like this wiped me out that hard, it's scary. And I was taking the, I was using my system for a hotter market too. I could have shorted this earlier if I was using the cold market setup. Yeah, watch a trade back. I don't know. No, I'm happy. Even if this goes all the way back, I'm not upset, right? Because I followed, well, I mostly followed my rule. I got out 10 cents late. I could have, and 10 cents times 3x, right, because I added. So I basically took a 30-cent larger loss than I should have per share because I waited 10 cents and I was triple size. So me being stubborn cost me about 30 cents per share. Adjusted. But if I would have been more stubborn and I would have kept holding through all this pain, right? I mean, at that point, you just break the risk reward completely, right? Like, that's an extra 80. No, that's an extra. That's an extra $1.60 per share loss times 3. Yeah, that would have been an extra, like, what would that be? That would have been an extra $5.40 loss per share. Yeah, you can't endure that. Yeah, and the worst part too about sizing up is because a lot of my wins were when I was at 1x size with only one share. Because this loss was taken on the 8-share size multiple, I'm technically now in the red, right? Because I'm down $11 in this account, and I'm only up like $4 or $5 in the other account. BRN energy spiking. Wouldn't call that a spike. Likely done for the day. 536 in 536 out 620. Market's warmer. It most certainly is. BRN mostly sideways chop here. Moving your trading to the 5-minute chart is paying off for now. Maybe. I mean, how does this even look on the 5-minute? Because like even this, like this is straight up, man. This was just non-stop pumping until the top. And I'm curious how much it's going to pull back. Is this a round trip? Or are we going to see something amazing? Let me mark out my average too. So the white line will be my stop price. Here's my average. So I'll mark out the average. So this is my average for the trade. We'll make it, I don't know, gold. So this is how far I went underwater. This is how much I avoided losing from the max loss. All right, so I'm very, very far from even being break even here. Is the market warmer or just energy? SkyQ, TMDE, Turb, Battle, RBNE, all of my top... I'll top my small cap watch list, all energy related. But CYCN also did a big move, right? And that wasn't energy. Was it? Was CYCN? I mean, that was a merger. That wasn't energy related catalyst. But was CYCN an energy company? You're hung up on your max loss trade. If you can't focus on the next one, you shouldn't even be trading then. That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. It's something I can review later, but that's not something I should be reviewing right now. Yeah, moving on from it. Yeah, BRN didn't meet my criteria, so I wasn't interested in it. That's why I wasn't really messing with it. This doesn't even have news. Yeah, nice pop on BRN with volume. Yeah, like you said, it might just be because it's an oil company. It's getting sympathy. 12 million shares, but if there's no news on it, what would be realistic? Given this formation, you did have one period back here where it popped up right to 2. Yeah, you're just getting massive inflow. It's crazy. The fact that there's no news on this does change my perception of this. PSTV stock split today. Yeah, it seems like they're just latching on because it's an oil company, even with no news. I think I am. If there is no news behind this, then I think I am actually interested. I am being more conservative with my entries, though, given the sector and how hot it is. I do have orders out, but I'm being much more conservative. Yeah, I'm seeing big orders on the level too. Mostly on the ask. Hmm. Okay, nice pop to 150. Up about 40%. Increasing volume. And looks like a jackknife potentially. Yeah. Not surprised because this one didn't have any news behind it at all. It was a pure sympathy play. But we'll see. SkyQ rallied after a big knife. So, I mean, we'll see. Yeah, I don't know. This looks like it might just be over at this point. The lack of news behind this and a pure sympathy play might have been just too much. Yeah. Interestingly, even my cold market order would not have been hit here. Nice recovery attempt. Cold market order? Hmm? If you're talking about like for this stock, I had a cold market order at 156. So I actually was 1 penny off of getting filled for my cold market order system. COCP, it's got some volume. Receives FDA fast track designation. Mostly flat. Yeah, that's what you're asking. Yeah. Yeah, so I have two different setups depending on if it's a cold or hot market. I'm going with the hot market right now just because of the environment we're in. TKLF. Tokyo Lifestyle secures 2.5 million investment from private strategic investor. I haven't heard of this one at all. This one might just run because this is a very under the radar name. And it's also very beaten up. If it got an investment down here, this might just be a name that is going to give it traction. $2.5 million isn't actually that much. It averages 30K a day. What, this stock? I mean, you have some 50s here. Other than that, it looks like it's, yeah, there was this big drop. This says 490,000 volume, but I don't see anything here. This one's a weird one. Yeah, 30K per day. That's still fairly under the radar for small caps. It is higher than what I was perceiving, though, which is true. You're pushing on this lower range here on the daily. Yeah. I don't know, I didn't really want to mess with this one. This was kind of a weirdish pattern for me. The news didn't seem too crazy. 2.56 million really isn't that much. Is a Chinese stock, though. Yeah. Round trip. Probably just sitting tight here. This is a hot market. Will you cut your trade sooner or does anything change? Yes, I have different entry criteria and different entry points for a hot market. Dipped TKLF 224. Hoping to see some secondary push just like SkyQ. Good luck, sir. I don't know if this one's going to resolve as cleanly. It's a Hong Kong company. But maybe, though. Maybe the market temperature will carry through. We'll see. A lot of testing at this area 216, but it bounced well off of it the first time. We'll see if this holds or if this breaks down and this was a fake out. Hmm. Typical Chinese stock, I suppose. His volume on the pushdown was significant. It didn't go down as much as I thought it would on this kind of volume, though. It kind of feels like it was absorbed a little bit. CON recovered a little bit, but it's a penny stock. I'm not really interested. Yeah, I think I'm just sitting tight. I don't really see anything else. Hmm. All energy companies that traded 1 million shares, all up over 10%. RCON has only traded 200,000, up 11%. That's the cheaper one, right? Yeah, it's the one that's under $1. Very well beaten up on the daily. Yeah, this one's really went under, right? $3 down to 75 cents. Really suppressed. Yeah, they had a shelf registration in January for... They don't really... For $300 million. That's like 100 million shares or something. Unless there was a... No, there probably wasn't a reverse split yet. So there's significant selling pressure available for this specific stock. If this one runs, I think this one has a higher likelihood of rolling over because that registration is massive. You can even see it like on the daily, right? This was back in March though. So that shelf registration was put out here. I mean, I suppose maybe they diluted a bit. Someone popped it so that they could continue diluting. I guess that's possible. ANBS. This one doesn't have news on it. Really bad daily chart. It's getting a little volume here now. It's a biotech company. Yeah, I don't know how much I believe in Archon, just because the shelf registration is so big on it. Okay, IMBS, I guess, just got rugged. 363 straight down to $3. Hmm. Yeah, as far as top of the moves, SkyQ hasn't run as much as like ARTL and CYCN were the two really big ones, right? I mean, this one's still up a lot, don't get me wrong, 124%, but yeah. Something like $9 or $10 could be the higher end if if the trend of the percentage moves continues. Sky Q has been continuing to curl up. Well, we got a 3-day weekend coming up, so I'll have plenty of time to think over the Sky Q trade. I'm gonna cancel my BRL. I mean, this is kind of flat topping. If this does break out, I suppose it could run. I guess it doesn't hurt to leave the order. I'll leave the BRN order for now. You're dreading a 3-day weekend? Oh no. An extra day off. Whatever will we do? Yeah, definitely. SkyQ's definitely the stock to watch for a move to 250. But at the same time, I don't know. The news didn't seem very strong to me. Oil, I feel like, I don't know. So here's the thing, right? BATL, right? BATL showed a massive move. Turb showed a massive move. And I think that created sympathy for SkyQ, which created the SkyQ move. But BRN, the sympathy like this was clearly the start of a sympathy attempt, but it ran out of steam, right? So this shows that this is kind of what we can look at as a baseline for what the move would have been without news. And this is like sympathy of sympathy at this point. So I'm wondering if the sympathy play is getting diluted a bit. But we'll see. Dude, if this did this pullback and then actually runs and goes to like $2, that's going to be crazy. But like the way that this failed and the way it kept getting pressured here, it almost looks like someone was accumulating, right? This looks like accumulation. Like there was clearly a wall of someone trying to sell and somebody was buying it up. We'll see. I don't know. I think BRN could do something. Yeah. Yeah, if an energy-related company has news at 8:30, that's certainly something to want to get aggressive on, in my opinion. Right? If the news looks decent, even if the news is decent, if it's an energy company that's getting volume with some kind of news, that could be something to jump in for a move, say 20%. I could see it. Yeah, I mean this. You're getting inflow back. This actually, this could become a runner. Of course, we're getting close to the half hour, so that's kind of problematic, right? But we'll see. Because if this ends up actually resolving, then that shows that the sympathy play was stronger than I thought. Even a stock with no news could run. And even after being dumped, the sympathy play could just be so strong that it runs again anyway. Now, if you saw an energy PR early enough at 8:30, would you consider jumping in long? I would, yeah. I mean, I can't, but I would consider it if I was able to. Yeah. Dude, these are huge orders on the level too, though. We're talking like 50,000 on the bid and ask here. Huge, huge walls. This is much thicker traded than I expected. Even 12 million actually seems kind of lowball for how much of the level 2 I'm seeing. If you're seeing 100,000 on the bid and ask total, I don't know. 12 million actually seems kind of low here. But we will see. And hey, I still got the BRN orders out, so if this does actually end up running, then fair enough, right? And you could even say this is a similar setup to Sky Q in a sense, right? Because Sky Q did a fake out initially before running. Do I have orders on BRN? I do. I have 2 orders, yes. Quite a ways up, though. Like I said, because this was an oil company, I was posturing a bit more defensively than normal. So the price has to move significantly for me to get filled here. Like, I'm not very close to an entry yet. The main reason I'm willing to even contest it is because there's no news on this, and the headwinds on this are higher. There's more dilution pressure. The float appears to be higher. Right, this is the turb experience that we saw from where it popped and dropped before. Sympathy play that popped up on no news and rolled over basically entirely. But yeah, I'm a little over 50 cents from my entry level, so it's pretty far. All right, half hour. Half hour. We'll see if we get anything. Hmm. Yeah, it doesn't feel like a Friday to me. But it basically is a Friday. Hmm. So you did all this accumulation just to pop and then go back. I mean, I have to say that I feel bullish on this just because you've got the oil sector catalyst. You've got this very interesting accumulation pattern. So there's at least there's at least some bullish signals here. You do have the rug, you do have the no live news. You do have the higher looking float. You do have the dilution. So you do have a lot of negative factors with this as well. So this doesn't look clean to me. And honestly, because there's so many mixed factors with this, it might just be the case that this kind of just oscillates. Right, this might not actually get any traction just because there are so many headwinds. Because right now, it seems like it wants to run, right? You're seeing, you know, accumulation, you're seeing these pops, but it's really struggling to actually get moving. Like Sky Q seemed to not have those headwinds, right? I mean, it just went straight up. So maybe this was attempting to go straight up, but the headwinds were too strong. I guess that's what I would theorize currently. Quantum. Well, I mean, we got quantum moving at 8:30 here. Quantum Biopharma wins significant court challenge in U.S. $700 million claim as defendants joint motion to dismiss a lawsuit alleging market manipulation by CIBC World Markets is denied. Okay, so they didn't win the case. It's just that they won the motion to dismiss. AM EST moving? What? Okay, so this was the one that, like, dumped. It dumped back here. This is what we saw when it dumped here. And now it has news. So somebody... Did somebody know about this before? I mean, the quantum news seems good. Yeah, threw some orders out for INBS if it does move. COCP actually ended up curling. I mean, this news doesn't seem too crazy. You had an instance where it popped up a huge amount and then sold off. 13 million. Let's see. Yeah, no recent dilution either on this one. So this doesn't have a lot of headwinds to it. Yeah, really good volume inflow as well. It is a cheaper stock, though. Again, we're seeing this accumulation pattern. I'm willing to challenge it, but it still looks surprisingly similar to SkyQ in a lot of ways. Yeah, I got orders for COCP if it wants to run. Burn continuing down. Yeah, we're getting good resolution, though. The market does seem to be heating up, right? This one's up 65% as well. And this one isn't even just oil resolution. All right, I am short COCP. Yeah, this hotter market is definitely... You're able to see it because I'm getting these fills, right? This is essentially 3 trades in 2 days, right? That's infinitely better frequency than I have been getting. Don't worry, guys. I'm just going to make back the $20 loss. I'm just going to do it in this trade. I don't even have enough size to make it back. I would need the price to go up and hit my other orders and then go down. Yeah, CYCN, the news is really good for it. I wouldn't be surprised if it actually ends up continuing higher. It's really, really good news. gonna get rid of my burn order. At this point, this thing's not running. Okay, nice curl breakout. Notably, this pullback was very short-lived, right? Very, very low retracement. Similar pattern with the Sky Q, where you just had a long string of green candles with very little pullback. So very similar architecture here. $23.97 COCP green. Very nice. Okay, did fill the middle order for COCP. Sean short of it and had to get the hell out of it. He just got out. Well, I just kind of added. We'll see. Up 86%. I mean, from normal shorting standards, even shorting at 86%, like typically that should be good. But I don't know. I mean, we did just have Sky Q go to 140% or whatever. Granted, Sky Q was the oil play. This doesn't have the oil play behind it, so maybe it doesn't do as well. So from that context, maybe I'm a little better postured, but we'll see. Ultimately, price action is going to determine if this was a better play or not. My hunch is that it is, but who knows? Maybe I'm just wrong. He has 2 short losses so far. Well, I have 1. We'll see if this becomes number 2. It went up to 199. Yeah, it feels like this could be a better short just from the catalyst, right? But we'll see. I mean, I'm barely green right now. This could very easily flip against me. Yeah, my third leg never got filled. Only the first two. Yeah, this pullback still isn't big. If it curls from here, that's still bullish. If we could get a bit more of a pullback and then consolidation, that would start to form a head and shoulders, which would be good for me. So if we could get a little bit more of a pullback, not even a lot, just a little bit and then just hold there, that'd be ideal. I mean, that's good. Now, if we could just hold here, or, I mean, if we break down further, great, but if we can even hold at the 175 area, I think that'd be ideal. Looking at the volume on these pullbacks, I mean, they've been high volume. They haven't been incredibly high like up here, but they aren't small either. So there is definitely selling going on here. I just don't know if it's enough. We're 10 minutes till the top of the hour. We haven't had actually a 1 minute pullback yet, have we? Every candle's been a lower high. Yeah, so I'll be curious to see how the 1 minute new high handles. Okay, we got the 1 minute high. Let's see how it resolves. Could be the start of a head and shoulders. BDRX moving, but it's a penny stock. My exit strategy, is it time or price? It's both. I have two signals. One is time, one is price. Whichever one hits first is which one I take. But yeah, I use both, Larry. Okay, so 1 minute does seem to be resolving somewhat favorably. See if there's any volume that comes in here, and if we get back up to highs. Yeah, the range for the last, like, several months has been much lower. You're talking like 140s, 130s, 120s for the highs. You're talking like 170s. You're talking way back here. Yeah, there's no really clear support back here. Okay, I'd love to see that. Okay, very nice. Really big volume on that push down. Yeah, it could be consolidating around this area. I do like to see high volume on that rejection from the 1 minute though. All right, 5 minutes till the top of the hour here. Okay, so 3 instances now of a bit of a bottom wick. Was holding 400 shares of BATL with a sell order of $6 for 3 days ago, and it sold at 4 a.m. this morning. Wonderful. 740 win. That's awesome. There you go, sir. Yeah, it's my base here, right? 3 bottoming tail wicks. There could be support there. I don't like, I mean, this looks very bearish seeing this much volume. So I'm still more bearish than bullish right now. We're getting closer to my time limit, but we're also getting closer to my price target as well. Both are very close. This was a nice push down, but the volume wasn't great. This doesn't look that bearish on this push down. Needs more volume. I got to take 2 trades, Skivon. First trade was a max loss at a $21 loser. Sky Q totally obliterated me. Was surprised when I got in your live and saw the same watch list. Yeah. Yeah, or less than 10 cents from my target profit here. Time limit, less than 10 minutes left on this as well. So this is probably a winner no matter what. It happens, Skivon, it happens. It was never a matter if I was going to have a max loss. It was a matter of when. All right, I'm actually going to just take it out here. It's like 5 cents for my target profit, and 150 looked like it might have been holding. Okay, so what does that give us? A $21 max loss and a, what, $8 winner? So I'm down 12 on the day. 2 trades, though. It's crazy, though. Yeah, this is definitely a winner. Yeah. Oh, I'm happy, dude. I'm happy I was able to reduce the max drawdown today. So 1 trade yesterday, 2 trades today. The rate of trades is significantly higher than it has been. We'll see if my decision to cut at 150 was the right call. I don't think I got out quite at 150, but it was around 150. Okay, so 1 max loss, 1 pretty big winner. It wasn't full profit target, but I was like 5 cents from full profit target. So if this goes to 144 in the next 5 minutes, then I missed out on about 6 cents of profit times 3. So I missed out on about 24 cents of profit per share if this goes to 144 in the next 5 minutes. SkyQ back to high a day. Really? It actually fully recovered? Wow. Huh. Dude, I'll tell you what, man. Like, this is a short seller's worst nightmare. Seeing, what is it? CYCN yesterday, where it did this crazy crap. And then today we see SkyQ. Short sellers are probably getting very nervous now. Right? I mean, I got hit by SkyQ today, so I'm feeling the pain. Okay, I mean, 3 trades in 2 days. At least from activity standpoint, you guys are probably relieved, right? Like, it felt like I've been doing nothing the last 2 weeks, so... yeah. It's the 250% runner in due time. Yeah. It's never... I have criteria to try and avoid these, but there's no way to avoid them all, you know? There's no way to avoid them all. And that's just the reality. What does that put us at? Let's see. What does that put us at here? You guys can't actually see. Let me hide my webcam, I guess. I can look at my thing here. So I made 848 on that trade. So 1. All right, so crazy day. But really, I only lost $1.58. So I'm up 253 per share using my strategy still. So like statistically, it still works, right? You look at this. This is the adjusted gain loss at the top right. So I'm still positive, right? I'm above zero, which means the strategy is still working, even with one max loss. It still feels incredibly painful though, right? And if you look at my actual gain loss, it's red because a lot of my gains that I made with no losers was here before I 8x'd size. So you're seeing kind of a condensed or overweighted version where the losers aren't really being fully reflective right now. All right, and we got 13 trades total. So the plan right now was I wanted 15 trades before I sized up again. Now that we have a max loss on the books, we kind of have a better idea of how much the max losses are going to cause pain. And it's significant. Just to remove this again so we can see what it looks like without the dilution from the winner. So this is what... Can you see my mouse? Yeah. So this is what the max loss distribution looks like without the winner from earlier. And it's quite brutal. It shows that the actual edge is not that big, which is unfortunate. So even with 2 more trades before I make the decision of if I'm going to size up or not, this significantly shakes my confidence. I'll be honest, it does. And I'm not exactly sure what direction I want to go with this. But yeah, I'm gonna make 2 more trades before I decide to size up, and we will decide from there how much I will size up. I'm sure Claude is gonna have a field day trying to gaslight me into the correct approach. Ross down 57,000. What the heck? Yeah, man, look at me. I got smoked on SkyQ as well. I was totally long biased. Yeah, I just got swept in this pullback too. That's why I'm red on it, guys. Yeah, I was long the whole time. Yep. That's crazy though. 57,000. How the hell you lose on this? I mean, maybe Ross just... So here's what maybe happened. Ross might have missed this entire move, and he might have been feeling FOMO. So when he saw this, maybe he got overhyped into it. By the way, I just want to say, what a beautiful decision by me. Remember, I cut this trade back here at, I think it was like 150. It might have been like, it was around 150. It might have been like 151. But I chose to cut it a few cents early because it was showing 150 is holding. And this had been quite a big pullback without a bounce. And it turns out it was a beautiful decision because, I mean, I would have given back like 24 cents per share profit there. He bought 650 average 60K shares, then averaged down another 10K. SkyQ might hold. Like, it is an energy company, and BATL and TURB both did very well. I'm gonna cancel my final COCP order because it's obviously not getting filled. So I don't know. Today's a very unclear day for me to interpret. Right, I had a max loss. I had a near full-size winner. My metrics are still positive, but they aren't as good as I would have liked them to have been. And I think we're just gonna have to get those final 2 trades, right? 2 more trades, and then I will decide how much I want to size up, because we do got to size up, right, guys? We got to size up at some point. We're getting more data now, so we're getting a better picture. But I'll be honest, I'm kind of afraid to size up. you know, especially after today with that Big Max loss. I'm afraid. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end it here. I don't think there's anything else. Well, we'll do a poll before I head out, just so we can see how people did today. All right, it is the final day of the week after all. Or red today. My predictions yet are that a lot of people traded because there was a lot of stuff that happened today. Let's see how people did. I'm expecting very few no trades. Wow, a lot of green. Okay. Your break even unrealized, so I'll click red for fees. Yeah, I don't see Ross average down very much. I've seen him average up a lot, but like that's kind of the Ross strategy, right? You average into, like, he's chasing the momentum. So like I see Ross average up a lot, but I don't really see him average down. That's unusual. He doesn't do that. So he might have, maybe he actually was capitulating a little bit today. If he's actually down 57K and he was averaging down. But don't worry, guys. I'm down. Listen, guys, I'm down $12, but I'm gonna trade a bit off stream. Okay, I'll change the title and the thumbnail to represent what I actually ended the stream, what I ended the day down. Okay, so I might even go back to break even. So, you know, you never know. But just trust me, guys. Whatever I change the title to, and whatever I change the metrics to, just trust me. That's definitely what happened. Okay. Trust me, guys. I still have an AM EST order. I gotta cancel that. Yeah, so this one just kind of rolled over. Make sure to take a picture with the Lambo. That's right. My Lambo that I definitely own and didn't rent. Well, I do trade off stream, but I mean like in this account. Right? There's a difference. So, and this is something I did a while back. For those of you that are OGs, you might remember this. Whenever I was first started streaming, I was also trading in that same account off stream. And I was counting those results toward the metrics. But I had a really big green trade from one of the trades. And I realized then how very bad it looked for me, right? If I trade off stream and I have a big win, there's no way, like that's infalsifiable, right? There's no way for me to verify that other than through a broker statement or something. Like I can take screenshots, of course, and all that, but like they can be photoshopped, they can be faked. It's a lot harder to fake it whenever you see me doing it on stream. So yeah, I mean, I used to do that. I used to trade in the accounts that I was documenting and I was counting those trades. But for validation's sake and for transparency's sake, I'm trying not to do that in these accounts. So yeah, I do still trade, of course, off stream, but I don't count any of those trades toward the metrics. I don't think that's fair to the transparency of what I'm trying to document, so I don't do it. And I'll be honest too, just to go back to the metrics again here for a moment, because there's something I've noticed too that maybe I should point out. Let me hide my webcam again here. So I want to point out the adjusted daily gain. So this is how much I made or lost per share adjusted. And I'll go through these. I'm going to delete this one for a moment. So notice that adjusted per share, I lost 246.64 per share. It's a big loss. That's expected for a max loss. My max loss was supposed to be bigger, but I want to look at the winners. So notice how like yesterday I had a 13-cent winner, 32-cent winner, 3-cent winner. These are very small relative to the loss, and that's not because my winners are disproportionately just that much smaller. That's because these winners were very small relative to what I was aiming for. These were not getting to my target profits, right? These were like fractions of what I was trying to make. Compare that back to when I was trading one share earlier on, 77 cent per winner, 58 cent, 125. Like this trade here, this winning trade was half of the loser, the max loss loser. So these trades were really emphasizing strength early on. And these follow-up trades that I had that were winners were, I mean, these were much, much smaller winners. I wasn't capturing as much of what I was trying to capture whenever price was moving up. So I'm just kind of acknowledging that. And to look at the trade today, for example, so we'll look at the winning trade. If I delete the loser, you can see this was a $1.06 winner, right? So this was the first trade I had with the 8x size that was actually a really good winner, right? This was a 13 cent. This was a 32. This was a 35. This was the first good trade that I had at the 8x size. So we could be looking at a sample size bias where a lot of these trades with 8 share size have just been underreported. So that's something to keep in mind. And the problem is with only 13 sample size trades, there's a lot of variance to what I could actually be seeing and reading from the data. So I need to be careful that I don't make too much of a sweeping conclusion from that. So I want to at least acknowledge and recognize that. Yeah, everybody hit the like button. Well, I mean, the stream's basically over now. You remember back in the day when I used to get like 50 likes per stream and I was actually like kind of popping off? Back when I was trading the old system and I was doing like $100 green day or a $50 red day or whatever. And ever since I've stopped that, my viewership is just kind of completely capitulated. It's so sad. I really gave up a lot to switch to this strategy. I think it was the right choice though, because the path I was going down with the old strategy wasn't scalable to the in the way I wanted to scale it. So in some ways I'm happy, but it was a cost at the end of the day. The Ross fit today should be interesting. He has a long weekend to think about the loss too. And me as well, right? I assure you this weekend I'm going to think long and hard about the SkyQ loss. Think about what I could do different, if I should do something different, or if it was just variance. Wondering why you prefer to short? Sorry, asked earlier. No, you're good. I just missed your comment if you asked earlier. So with my old strategy, which was a falling knife setup, I did have a very, very small edge with it. The problem was it wasn't scalable, and there was a lot of stress that went under trying to scale that, right? Even with 100 shares, I was seeing like a swing of potentially like a $50 or $100 swing per trade. That's a lot of variance for a dollar amount, and trying to 10x size, right? If I'm taking a $500 or $1,000 loss per swing, that's a lot of pressure. And I really wanted to try and avoid that. So I developed this new strategy, which is intended to have higher accuracy. So like today, I had a $21 loss earlier. And that is, I mean, that's a sizable loss, sure. But my accuracy should be theoretically much higher, right? I mean, what is my accuracy right now? It's definitely down after the loser today. 11 and 2. I actually need to make a percentage for that. Whatever 11 divided by 2 is, or 11 divided by 13 is. Yeah, so I'm 11 winners out of 13. And my goal was to make something that could be more consistent. That way, when I size up, I just kind of tank the losses, stomach it, and That was the idea. And we'll see if it works out. I'm still going to keep pursuing this because so far I have been net profitable, at least share adjusted. So I'm going to continue doing this for now. And that's kind of the game plan. But yeah, 2 more trades if you guys are looking forward to it. 2 more trades, and I do plan to size up some amount. I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. I need to get ready for market open so I can do my real money-making trading. But yeah, you guys have a good rest of your day, and I will be back on Monday.